There are all kinds of theories swirling around social media that Nostradamus, way back in the 1500s, predicted that Prince Harry will assume the role of king in the year 2024. That's this year, and that's Prince Harry. This contradicts my own prediction that King Charles will hang in there at least 4 more years from now, and it will be Prince William, the obvious next in line to the throne, who would assume his father's role. But Nostradamus expert Mario Reading's analysis of the quatrains in question suggests that King Charles will step down because of disapproval of his divorce, and that a man who never expected to be king will assume the throne. At first glance, this does not make sense. That is, unless you've been following my royal prophecies. Prince William is clearly in line to the throne. He's perfectly healthy and happily married to beautiful Princess Kate. But if you listened to my last prophecy on King Charles's future, you know that I've predicted Prince William's ugly divorce from beautiful Princess Kate and that he would assume the throne alone. So, is everyone missing the boat in terms of assuming that it will be King Charles who will abdicate his throne? Or perhaps, is it Prince William, King William, who would be forced to surrender his crown to his younger brother because of an ugly divorce? Here's how I think it's going down. While I appreciate the amazing accuracy of Nostradamus and his predictions from centuries ago, I think he's missing a few critical steps in all of this. First, in the last episode, I outlined that Prince William will begin assuming some of his father's responsibilities within the next 2 years. I pointed out that Queen Camilla will do her best to cover up Charles's ill health, but ultimately he would succumb. This puts William into the formal role of king by 2029 to 2030. I find it interesting that I don't see him ever firmly being crowned, but rather there would be delays and delays, but that wouldn't stop him from assuming the role of king. He could be forced to formally abdicate as soon as 2037, but there would be talk of it much sooner than that. I'm getting as soon as 2033. This could leave the proper heir to the throne in question for many years. But why would he be forced to abdicate? If we are to believe Nostradamus' prophecy, or at least Reading's analysis of it, it will be over the disapproval of his divorce and growing public resentment over how these men have treated our beloved princesses. I am worried about Princess Kate and have questions surrounding her health problems, which I'll address in further detail in my next royal episode, so stay tuned. And culturally, all of this couldn't come at a worse time for these royal arses. The king himself is pushing the UN's Agenda 2030 and has signed off on a Chinese-style digital currency. The bigger cities are installing surveillance cameras. There's new legislation to silence critics, the economy and quality of life is tanking, and there's even talk of forcing young men and women to join the service to fight a war over big oil profits and the imperialistic designs of the royals throughout Europe. If I were a Brit, I'd be saying, enough is enough, especially after Charles and his people demanded that the public take an oath to the king during his coronation. Wisely, 80% of the public said, hell no. Enter Prince Harry. He spent many years away from Great Britain with his soon-to-be ex-wife here in America. Lucky him. If you've never lived in Southern California, you don't know what you're missing. However, as I predicted in a previous video, Prince Harry will return back home without Meghan as soon as his father passes on. What I failed to do previously was to look out to that 2037 time frame, which is about the time that Harry will ascend to a high royal position, and his brother, King William, will officially get the boot. Now, you'll notice that I'm not using the word king here because of the possibility that Harry would not intend to hold a position above the country or its people, but rather would view himself more as a representative of all the people. I tend to think that this fresh mindset comes from his days with his American wife in California, which is incredibly casual. But I also suspect that his brother William will, in essence, banish Harry from the kingdom, or so to speak, which will give Harry a chance to connect to the environment and more common folk. 2035 is a time of great awakening for Harry, and it's almost like he'll be divinely inspired to return to the castle and take on his embattled brother. By 2037, he certainly has the country circled around him in support, and King William will know that he's gone, baby, gone. So this is the short story version of what is going to prove to be a juicy novel filled with love, hate, and betrayal. So stay tuned and be sure to post your own questions about the royals in the comments below. I'll do my best to address them here or on my blog. Be sure to like and subscribe to this channel and hit the notifications bell, as I have many more pieces to this complicated puzzle to come. And if you'd like to take a look at your own future, feel free to reach out to me through my convenient and affordable chat or phone service at psychicadvicechat.com. Thanks for listening.